There's a legend in the room, and it's not Jean Stern, but he is a legend too. And Jean's going to help us present an award, but can we roll the video?
David Leffel was born November 9th, 1931 to Russian immigrant parents living in Brooklyn, New York. David's parents, Rachel and Murray, conversed only in Yiddish in David's home. At the age of 4, David was diagnosed with a life-threatening disease which caused him to be moved away from his parents and into a convalescent home in Far Rockaway, Long Island. In the convalescent home, David witnessed death firsthand, and it was there that he learned an appreciation for the little things in life and the importance of empathy. In this hospital, he also began his love for art. David remained in this convalescent home until the age of 15. While he was there, he spent much of his time drawing. He copied a photograph of famed baseball player Joe DiMaggio complete with a perfectly forged signature at the age of 12. His observation and attention to detail were extraordinary, and his incredible skill in drawing was noted by many. In the fall of 1959, David entered his first show, a neighborhood street fair. After showing in the Greenwich Village Outdoor Art Show, he began to think seriously about a painting career. In fact, his work at this show was taken so seriously that the Salmagundi Club, one of New York's oldest and most esteemed art clubs, made David its first scholarship member. This gave David the confidence to compete in many New York art competitions, where he accumulated a great number of awards, including the coveted Elizabeth Greenshields Foundation grant. This Canadian foundation purchased one of his self-portraits for its permanent collection. Galleries also took notice of the rising star, and in 1963, David Leffel entered the professional scene. The Farr Gallery in New York and the Kenmore Gallery in Philadelphia displayed his work, and soon David's name was being mentioned alongside the biggest names in the New York art scene, such as Bert Silverman, David Levine, and Harvey Dinerstein. David's work showed his growing curiosity. His desire to grow as a painter went beyond just a desire to make beautiful paintings. His curiosity led to continual experimentation with the exact elements used in the creation of a master-level work. He studied under Frank Mason at the Art Students League in New York, and he was inspired by Eugene V. Bielbien and Dmitry Romanovsky. But what he always searched for was a way to recreate the style of Rembrandt. With each new gallery and exhibition, the number of David's fans grew. Even art critics who often heaped praise on abstract and contemporary artwork recognized the greatness in what Leffel's art achieved and called him a modern old master. David continued to gather fans among his colleagues, and he started exhibiting out west in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Word spread of this East Coast master now out west. David's art won critical acclaim in New York, Philadelphia, Santa Fe, and even at the Cowboy Hall of Fame in Oklahoma City. David's skills transcend just being able to paint. He is also a widely recognized and beloved teacher. In 1972, David took over the class of famed portraitist Sidney Dickinson at the Art Students League in New York. And in 1978, he met the love of his life, Sherry, a talented painter in her own right, when she attended one of his classes. David taught at the League for 20 years before retiring in Taos, New Mexico in 1992. David Leffel has spent a lifetime exploring the questions, what is art and what is painting? And today his painting defines the answer to those very questions. David's skill in visually depicting flesh and light on canvas can stand unashamed in the company of the masters, and he continues to share the secrets of his craft with all who are willing to learn. Plein Air magazine is honored to present the Lifetime Achievement Award to David Leffel.
It is a sincere pleasure to be with this man. You guys are blessed to be in his company. He is not only a great master, he's a funny guy. And I love this guy. So I'm going to read what's on this plaque. It says Lifetime Achievement Award, presented to David A. Leffel, April 2018, Plein Air Convention 2018, Santa Fe, New Mexico. In recognition of your lifetime of dedication to the pursuit of beauty and excellence in painting, signed, B. Eric Rhoads. Mazel tov.
Well, I want to thank Eric, Jean, and all the members of the staff here who have put together this wonderful convention. And I want to say it really is a great feeling to stand here and be recognized for something that I never expected when I started painting a few years ago. When I started painting, it was really because I guess I had seen some Rembrandts and old masters at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and I really wanted to learn how to paint. When I found out that I had contemporary people like Bert Silverman and Harvey Dinnerstein, Danny Schwartz, maybe a little bit older than I was, who were doing representational painting. And when I left a job and was collecting unemployment, I thought that would be a great opportunity to learn how to paint. At the time, of course, I had no idea that it was going to lead to this moment, let's say. I just thought it would be something I wanted to learn. And the more I learned about it, the more interesting it became. And even though at first was a way not to have to go back to work, which was a great motivation. I was in advertising at the time, and while I liked it as a job, it still felt like every day going to jail.
Oh.
But anyhow, I studied at the Art Students League, as the video just said, and with Frank Mason. And after my unemployment ran out, I just couldn't bear the thought of going back to work, so I entered the outdoor show and sold some paintings, which were encouraging. And after that, through thick and thin, what turned out to be a career, I guess, because I'm standing here, to me it was more of a careening from pillar to post, you know, through what people would say were, you know, difficult times of not having money, eating less, but somehow everything seemed more a better way to live than to get a job, have another job. So things that people might consider suffering, as I said, you know, cold, the usual art things, not having quite enough to eat, the cold of the loft that I was painting in at the time, all seemed somewhat a better life than going back to work. And well, as I said, I had no idea it was going to lead to a so-called career, and somehow and I have no idea how it happened, that people, started to buy paintings that I did, and eventually going back to the Art Students League as a teacher, which was the one ambition I had. As I said, I really wanted to learn how to paint. And the more I learned, the more I wanted to share that understanding and knowledge with everyone, such as you people who are here to learn how to better your paintings will be. I think one of the most important things, as Eric has kind of stressed with all the fun here, that sharing is really the most important thing in binding us all together as human beings. So I'm gratified that my paintings have, in a sense, brought me to this position and have enhanced people's lives as much as my teaching has. So looking back, this whole careening affair has really worked out very well. So thank you all for attending. I hope it's a wonderful convention for all of you, that you learn and grow as human beings. And as I said, and I'm glad to be able to play whatever part I can in helping you all realize whatever your dreams are as painters. Thank you.
Thank you, David.